The betrayal and deceit reached a fever pitch in the penultimate episode of the first season of Ronan Bennett's Mobland, which might be the beginning of the end of the Harrigan crime empire. Conrad confronted cartel lord Jamie Lopez, fulfilling Harry's second favor to the enigmatic and powerful Cat McAllister. Naturally, the Harrigan patriarch irritated him in typical Conrad fashion. As things stand, a deal might still go through, but only if Harry can get rid of the rat in the Harrigan family. Since Kevin was finally free to face Rusby, his former jailer and tormentor, he was noticeably missing from the negotiations. In order to carry out her own dubious schemes, his wife was likewise able to slink out of the Harrigan manor. Ultimately, at Conrad's invitation, Jan's friend Alice, the informant who now works for Colin Tattersall following the deaths of Fisk and Mikasa at the end of episode 8, arrived at the manor for supper. Conrad and Maeve ended themselves handcuffed as the lunch collapsed with a huge reveal and was cut off by a tactical squadron with air backup. Instead of using a wire to send Alice inside Conrad's manor, Tattersall placed a listening device in her phone, which was much more dangerous for her health because of how readily it might be found. In the short time she was there, she never received a complete admission of guilt or confirmation of any criminal behavior, but that was never her real objective. In order to aid in their conviction, she was there to extract DNA from Conrad, Maeve, or both if at all feasible. It was suspicion of murder that led to their arrest. The authorities did not yet have hard proof. Tattersall put a listening device in Alice's phone, which was far more hazardous to her health due to the ease with which it could be discovered, rather than sending her inside Conrad's manor with a wire. As they're being taken out of their home, Maeve happily breaks into song, and is soon after joined by Conrad. The tune they sing in unison as they're carried into police cruisers is an old Irish folk ballad titled 20 Men from Dublin, originally written by Arthur Griffith in the early 20th century. The song refers to the Irish guerrilla insurrectionists who fought the British Crown in the Irish Rebellion of 1798, and was a famous battle song in Ireland that Maeve and Conrad would have grown up on. It's a statement of defiance against the cops for them. Now that she's recovered from her ordeal with Jamie Lopez, Serafina practically serves as her father's right hand during supper. Conrad first asked Alice to dinner because he had doubts about her motivations. Later in the episode, when they are in their sauna together, Maeve even asks him directly whether he believes she is an informant. However, it isn't Conrad who grills Alice to discover more about her intentions, it's Serafina. It's proof of her unquestionable loyalty to her father, who loves her the most of all his children. For the most of the first season of Mobland, Maeve's ultimate goal has been hidden, but it now appears that the production did this on purpose. Apart from causing mayhem that ends up at Conrad's feet, Maeve might not really have a clear goal. She's doing everything she can to endanger his position and destabilize him in general, which she essentially admits to as they brandish sharp objects at each other just before being arrested. She told the police about Archie because she knew it would turn up the heat on Harry killed Freddie in episode 8 after learning the identity of Richie Stevenson's rat in the Harrigan's criminal organization, and while it wasn't openly confirmed in episode 9, it was made fairly clear based on context. After Harry learns that the deal with Jamie Lopez is on if the rat in the Harrigan house is dealt with, Harry quickly makes a call to the Harrigan's lawyer, O'Hara Delaney, Lisa Dwan. When Serafina asks what he's doing, he claims he's dealing with something fast. By confirming that the agreement with Jamie is in place, he encourages O'Hara to believe that Archie was correct to leave fentanyl to Richie. That essentially proves that she was working with Richie, and Harry appears to have been merely verifying what Freddie had told him. He asks O'Hara to meet him in the morning to go over things, and chances are good that O'Hara— There are still so many balls in the air at the end of episode 9 that there's no way they can resolve everything in just one more episode. The plan certainly seems to be for Mobland to at least get a second season, if not more. The catch will of course be the fact that the high-profile cast will be difficult to line up schedule-wise, but the runaway success of the streaming hit makes a green light for Season 2 seem inevitable. At the very least, the season finale should wrap up a few key plot points, the biggest of which is certainly what happens to Conrad and Maeve. Additionally, Harry and Kat are scheduled to meet, most likely to talk about the first favor he owes her. It seems likely that Bella's plan involving a Syrian arms dealer, the Home Secretary, her father, and Antoine will be revealed, although it may end poorly for her given Harry's constant warnings against her involvement. We may see Jan hit her breaking point after the armed police raid she and her daughter were forced to endure as a byproduct of her husband's job. The season finale of Mobland will certainly be explosive, and it seems safe to expect a hefty body count.